Oh, do I need to click on stream to our audience?
I don't know, but we're live now, so it's too late. Hey everyone, Lesley Myrick here, interior designer and business coach with Nancy Gansick. We have the wonderful Robert from Daniel House Club with us, who, like me, struggles with the technology to do these lives. But Robert, welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us.
Yes, thanks for having me again. It's been a while since I've
It
been on,
is.
and yeah, it's great to be back.
Well, I love this topic idea, and let us be your back of house. Totally made me think of my days as a kid growing up doing musical theater when there was front of house and back of house. So I wanted to start with that because maybe not everyone knows that term, but
Yeah,
tell us a little bit what you mean about Daniel House being your back of house as an interior designer.
yeah. I think, as a former interior designer myself, and
Yeah.
actually do still occasionally take on clients from time to time. Um, I know as a sole proprietor myself, it was extremely difficult to manage all and juggle all the different
Yeah.
priorities of not only being there for your client creatively, but also, which is, kind of first and foremost, but also managing all the other stuff that goes into our jobs, which is, what we call the back office, back of house.
Yes.
So
The
it's
back
all
of
the
house.
it's all the logistics, it's all the procurement, it's the sourcing, it's the managing samples and swatch requests, and all of that that goes into all of what we do. And
Yeah.
if I had somebody like us when I had my business, it would have been like a game changer. So,
Yeah.
not to toot our own horn or anything,
No,
because
no,
we're
you
not.
should toot. I have been in that position where I've lost so much money on procurement. I swore I would never do it again. I mean, I hit
Yeah,
that point in my business probably 6 or 7 years ago where I was like, how does anybody make money doing this that isn't a huge firm buying hundreds of thousands of dollars of products? Like, I'm just one designer doing a very small select few projects a year. So, there's a lot of
right.
truth in that because I think for a long time until companies like Daniel House came along, it was incredibly difficult for solo and small business interior designers to actually be profitable on procurement. It was usually more
Yeah,
of like a courtesy to the client than actually
absolutely.
something that helped sustain the business.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think, we were all started, and I know, Peter's been on the show, I've been
Mhm.
on the show. I actually was a member of Nancy's group for many years
I love
before,
it.
yeah, before I came on board here. And it was when I became an interior designer, I found the Facebook group, and I kind of became a designer just really fortuitously. I don't have any formal training as a designer. I never went to
Okay.
design
A
school.
lot of people don't.
Yeah, and I think this is a discussion that I had with one of our members, a gentleman by the name of Michael London. He's a pretty prominent interior designer up in Toronto, and we were saying, when you're an interior designer, I think you have the knack or you don't to be creative. I think that
Yeah.
that's something that's inherent in who you are. But really, where this comes into play is when you have a successful business and you want it to be successful and you're able to manage all that goes into the business. And that's where
Yeah.
we're here to help. So we were started by interior designers and we're for interior designers. And I know it sounds super cheesy to say that, like, we basically, one of our core mission statements is that we always
Mhm.
put designer first, but it really truly is. Every decision that we
Yeah.
make at our company is with a designer in mind, and with our members in mind. And so, what we're really looking to do is change the way interior designers can manage their sourcing and also purchase. So actually, we have a
Yeah.
wholesale marketplace where designers can purchase from. You can also utilize our concierge services, and that's really what I'm here to talk about today,
Okay.
to your benefit. And you can utilize us as an assistant, or as a back office, or as a logistics person, or whomever. So
Yeah.
you will have your own concierge that you can work with, or you can just reach out to our general concierge service, and which is a generic email, and then you're guaranteed to have someone reach out to you if you
Yeah.
don't need that one-on-one attention. So I always like to say it's as self-administrating as you want it to be. So if you don't want that real hands-on experience, that's totally fine. But you just know we're always there to assist
Yeah.
you. And if you do want the more individualized experience, you can actually have your own dedicated concierge to work with. And you can just reach out to that person, and then that person can coordinate accordingly
Yeah.
with all the various departments that that we work with internally to make sure that orders go through smoothly, they're processed smoothly, and also before that and after that, when you're dealing with swatch requests, sample requests, we handle all of those and we coordinate with the vendors directly on that. And then after the transaction, we handle damage, defect, and warranty claims, which, as you know, this is just a part of our business. It's one that's
Yes. And it's a
horrible.
huge time suck and
Yeah,
money
and we
suck for
oh
designers.
my God, it takes so much time. And not only that, but when you're dealing with wholesalers, it's very different than dealing with retailers
Yes.
because damage and defect claims, you have to be, first of all, you have to get it in within a certain time frame. Otherwise,
Hmm.
they'll just be like, sorry, you're out of luck. Um, or the other thing is that sometimes they won't necessarily side with you on a damage or defect claim. And
Yep.
that's where we come into play because we'll go to bat for you and say, no, this is actually an incorrect decision, and you guys need to really rethink your positioning on this. So
Yeah.
I would say we like to have the back of our members because there are some times when those decisions are made, and if you didn't have somebody like us to kind of back you up, you would be dead in the water. And
Yep, I fully agree. And
yeah,
you guys have built those vendor relationships where if you go to them and say, "Hey dude, this isn't okay, we got to fix it." They're going to say yes to you. Whereas sometimes individual designer, maybe this is their first and only order. It's not that these companies don't care, but it's so much to deal with. And for one little, like, I can see why we get brushed aside sometimes as independent
right.
designers, because I've been there myself. And I wish I
Yep.
had someone like Daniel House to be like, can you go to bat for me and get this fixed? And I've
Yeah.
seen this with
And
my own business, how valuable that concierge level service is that you offer, which is why I'm a member and I love it. And I'm not getting, well, I guess I am getting paid. I'm not getting paid to say that specifically. I do love to work with you guys. And I'm so grateful that you are really a huge part of my back of house admin team right now.
yeah, I think the other thing that in taking a step back
Hmm.
from what we were just talking about, I like to say that basically we are sort of the cradle to grave management of sourcing. And I mean, I know Lesley, you've worked with us to do things like even product selection. So,
Hmm.
you've come to us to be like, hey, I have this idea, I have this inspiration, or my client has this idea or inspiration, or they found this, you know, do we dare say it, Pottery Barn sofa, and I need to find something that looks kind of similar to that
Yeah.
for this project. We assist our members with those things as well. So we'll actually
Hmm.
go through. You can send us your schedules, you can send us your mood boards, your inspiration boards, and just say, hey. Can you help me with trying to find something here that looks like these items or even the exact same items?
Yeah.
And so in some cases, we can do that because sometimes the wholesalers that we work with supply furniture to retailers. And as we know, our clients are the ones who are just looking at retail sites. They're not looking at wholesale
Yes.
sites.
Yeah, they don't know
So
how to dig to that next level to find the wholesaler because they don't need to, but we do, and that is a strength that your team has, is helping find those pieces where it might be on XYZ retail website, but we can actually get it wholesale. It's a win-win.
and take advantage of a deeper discount, and therefore that's more
Bingo.
money in your pocket. Yeah.
Yep,
So
and the client's still paying the same price or maybe even less than they saw it for on the retailer's website.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so yeah, so we do the product selection and sourcing, and then also if you yourself, one of our members, finds an item that isn't necessarily on our website, you can also send those to us to have them added to our website.
I've done
And
that
so
many times. It's a great, and it's so fast. It's a really quick turnaround, which makes it doesn't slow anything down on our end, which I'm very grateful for.
yeah, and the nice thing is it's not just in stock items; it can also
Yeah.
be custom or COM, depending on the vendor, of course, if they offer
Mhm.
if they even offer that as part of their service. But we'll add those SKUs. For COM, we also assist with the entire COM process. So
Ah,
everything from getting the test samples of upholstery to the vendor, and then coordinating all of that, getting the custom SKU set up so that you can place the order, etc. And then, of course, everything that goes beyond that, which is the actual transaction,
yeah,
shipping, all of that.
that's great.
Yeah, and then so we do the, we've gone through product selection, we've gone through sourcing, and then we also, as I mentioned very briefly, samples and swatch requests. We can get
Hmm.
um, fabric samples. We can also get finish samples depending on if the vendor offers them or not.
Yeah,
Sometimes they don't, but we will know fairly quickly if they don't. And we
yeah,
also keep a running list of all the vendors who do and don't keep
nice.
finish samples, and then we ship those to you. So we get those shipped directly from the vendors. You don't have to really. You just basically send us an email and say, "Hey, I need this finish sample," and we get it to you, and we have it sent directly. And then you'll get a tracking update. So you'll get a tracking number, and all of that. So that's
That
really nice.
proactive communication part is so beneficial to me because I've ordered from, I mean, a lot of other vendors and
Mhm.
places, and I feel like you're always like, "Hey dudes, what's going on? You want to send me an update?" And it's always reactive and it's a struggle. I'm going through something with a big tile order right now where it's just been this crazy rigmarole of getting this product delivered to a client. And I love your weekly emails of like, here's everything that's on order and where it is and what's happening. I'm like, thank you guys. I love it. And I forward
Yeah,
that to my assistant and she updates our tracker. I mean, it's just such a great proactive process. And for me, that's a huge value in my business is to proactively communicate. So I like working with people that do that too. And that's important because if you are kind of stepping in as a designer's back of house team, you're not really a helpful teammate if we're like, hey guys, any updates? What's going on? We haven't heard from you in a while. So I think that really does set Daniel House apart in this niche
yeah.
industry.
We try to be as proactive as possible, and I'll just stipulate that with that context, because
Yeah.
the data that we provide to our members is only as good as the data that we get from the vendors. So
Yeah.
sometimes, when we have to reach out to the vendor rather than the vendor reaching out to us to give us that data. Um, so yeah, so it's only as good as the data that we get from the vendors. So we definitely strive and endeavor always to be as proactive as possible because we know
I
that
love it.
that's extremely important.
Yeah.
And then we also um, will proactively reach out to you when you've made like a product request or had a sample or swatch and be like, hey, did you get this? If
Hmm.
so, need any help with your ordering? Or like, can we do anything else for you? So we're
Yeah.
always kind of like giving you a little nudge. And hopefully it's not too annoying. We
They're
try
very
not to.
loving. They're good nudges.
We try for it not to be too annoying. But it is actually from an individual. It's not just
Hmm.
a generated email that just comes from some random computer. But it does come from an individual. And so if you do have questions or any follow-up issues or things like that, you can just basically reply to that email, and you'll be live with somebody that can help you.
Awesome.
And then following through on the kind of sourcing process, that cradle to grave that I was talking about, it really, goes to the sourcing, then the ordering. So we're there to assist with ordering if you need it. But
Hmm.
again, it's as self-administrating as you want
It's
it to be.
easy.
When
Yeah.
you log into the site, you're going to see your pricing. You don't have to email us for a quote and then wait for a quote to be sent to you. And there's this whole long, drawn-out process. No, you're going to know exactly what your price is right when you're on the site.
Yeah.
And then the other nice thing about our system when you create a project board is that you can share out your discount with your client if you wish. You don't have to.
If you wish. Yeah.
I always stipulate that because there is no rule in our world that exists that you must share your discount. In
Yeah.
fact, I strongly encourage you not to do that. So,
I agree.
yeah, I think the more money that is in our pockets as designers, the better.
Yeah.
because a lot of what we do is quite thankless. And I think,
Yeah.
it's also something that clients just don't understand how much work goes into it. They just think that we have a bevy of, product just at our beck and call.
Yeah.
We're not up late at night in bed looking at 10 different types of trash cans. That was actually a quote that was actually a quote that I got from Alexa Hampton on
Oh, I
Tuesday night
love
in our
it.
talk.
It's so
Yeah.
true. We're
She's like,
always
she was
thinking about our clients. Always. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Losing sleep over, creating ulcers
Yeah.
for ourselves, whatever the case might be.
Oh, I
But
mean, that is real. But thank you for reducing our ulcers and reducing our stress, Robert.
yeah,
We appreciate what
yeah,
you're doing for designers.
of
So, okay, if
course.
someone's listening to this going, "Oh my gosh, I need your help." What do they do? What's the next step for a designer who's not yet familiar with or registered with Daniel House Club?
Yeah, so a couple things. You can go obviously directly to our website, which is danielhouse.club. So danielhouse.club, and go to our join page. You can go to our trade program page directly and see the different levels of club membership that we offer. You can also just join for free. If you're kind
Hmm.
of like in a place where you're like, you know what, I'm not sure about this. I don't really know. I just want to give them a try. It still gives you access to our concierge service. It's not like we're limiting you from,
Yeah.
accessing anybody. But it is a good entry point. And
Yeah, I
then,
think that's smart. And then when you're ready to place an order, you can upgrade your account to one of the other tiers if you so
right.
wish.
Yeah, we have two different paid tiers. So there's basically three tiers.
Yeah.
One is our pro membership. And within pro, there's two tiers. One is a paid shipping tier and the other is a free shipping tier. The paid shipping tier is actually the free membership tier. And then the free shipping tier is the paid membership. Does
So
that
you're
make sense?
paying a small monthly fee to access free shipping on all your orders.
And it's very nominal. It's if you pay annually, it's $8 a month. If you pay monthly, it's $9 a month. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's a no-brainer. Even our top tier membership, which is signature,
Hmm.
if you pay annually, it's $79 a month.
Yeah.
If you pay monthly, it's 99. If you have a big project, you're going to make up for that in one project. Guaranteed.
100%. That's why
Guaranteed.
I pay for that level. It's worth it for the
Yeah.
savings. Yeah,
And that
I think that's
provides you
great.
with and that provides you with a higher discount. It also
Hmm.
does provide you with a little bit of a quicker turnaround on things. Wink, wink.
Ooh.
So yeah, so there's always that. But we always get back to everybody,
Yeah,
same day. We'll always provide same day replies. We may not have the answers, but we will always get back to you right away
I
and
love
just say,
that.
hey, acknowledging your email, acknowledging your live chat, acknowledging your phone call, whatever the case might be. And going along those lines, the way that you can communicate with us is not just through the website, but you can also email us directly. So you can email the concierge, which is just concierge at danielhouse.club. So again, concierge at danielhouse.club. You can also call us directly. It was very important for us when we started this company to have live people to talk to. It was very
Mm.
important for us to do that. Now, that being said, some of us, we all may be busy talking to people on the phone when you call. You will still speak with a live person. It might be somebody in our operations team. It might be our receptionist. Who knows? But you will always speak with a live person,
That's
guaranteed.
great.
So that was very important to us. That's something that is going to remain unchanged.
Awesome.
I manage our concierge team, and it is extremely important for me to be able to pick up the phone and talk to somebody when there's an
Hmm.
issue, or if I have a quick question, or whatever the case might be. Um, and then there's live chat. So we have live chat available during our business hours. Our business hours are 9 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. We will likely be expanding our hours in
Ooh,
2025 uh,
wonderful.
to accommodate more folks on the West Coast. Because we realize, 6 p.m. Eastern is 3 p.m. Pacific.
Free.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of have to be on top of things in the morning right now. But nonetheless, we are always there. And we've actually already informally extended our hours to 7 p.m. Eastern. So we do have people actually answering emails up until 7 p.m., but um, we're looking to add a couple more concierge hires this year, and those folks we're looking to add in the central time zone and also hopefully the Pacific time zone as well. So
Nice.
that'll be great.
That's so helpful. Me and my team, we use that chat frequently, and I'm so grateful with how quick the response time is. Like if you're not there live, I mean, it's absolutely within a day, but usually within hours or less, which not
Yeah,
everyone does. There's nothing worse than trying to call and never getting anyone or messaging and they just gosh, so many service businesses just never ever acknowledge
they
you or
don't.
respond. It's
Yeah,
like
they
it
don't reply.
blows me away that that is how businesses are run. But that's why we like Daniel House Club around here because you're doing it differently. You're actually, I don't know, caring about designers and what we do. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I
It's a
mean,
good thing.
I think one of the things is that also everybody on our concierge team is a
Hmm.
designer. They either are currently a designer or they have been a designer in a past life. And so we understand the pain points. We understand how to speak with you. We understand how
Hmm.
to speak with a vendor. We understand all about that. So
Yeah.
I think, and that's going to continue. I plan to hopefully attract more designers who want to work for us as concierges, because I think that's kind of the key to our success is that we
Yeah.
have people who understand the lingo, who understand the industry, who understand pain points. And yeah.
Exactly what I was going to say. They understand the pain points, which is
Hmm.
why you guys know, you know how to do this. You know how to be a backup house for designers. So thank you, Robert. This was awesome. It's like, even though I
Yeah.
know your system so well at this point, it's always just great to hear these perspectives and let new designers know about you and what you're doing. Cause like I said, I also wish this was around when I had first started in this industry and in my own business. So grateful for you guys. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you back here next month.
All right. Sounds
All
great.
right.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having us,
Robert.
Lesley. Okay.
Bye.